Welcome to this freshly hatched, unmatched batch from scratch, the show where, just like our emotions, the beers are bottled in canned.
Every episode, we try some beer, talk about life. We really don't know shit about either, so don't set your expectations too high.
Our credentials, null. Our expertise, void, so don't take anything we say too serious.
Let's talk some shit.
Well, welcome back to Bottled and Canned, episode number 38.
39, isn't it?
38?
Didn't we do 38 last time?
37 was last time. It was episode number 38. I'm Matt.
Oh, I'm confused. This is the 38th recording.
Correct. Episode number 38, as originally said. I'm Matt.
I'm Jason.
Don't do that.
39th recording.
We've talked about this. We can't do the sultry, quiet. No one even heard that. You already have a blip.
I'm Jason.
All right, man. It's episode 38, and I'm still mad at Jason for not bringing the energy. I don't love it. So maybe if I gave you more tequila and or had more beer to tantalize you with, then I would be able to summon this energy.
Matt, you know my favorite thing is to be tantalized.
Can you spell tantalized?
No. I'm not even going to fucking try.
All right. So anyway, what's up, buddy? How you been?
I've been tremendous.
Tremendous sounds like a lie based on your attitude.
Oh.
You have your energy levels and your attitude is a little low right now.
Stupendous? Is that a notch above or a notch below?
Not about, again, you can use any phrase you want, any reordering of letters. What I'm seeking is, anyway. Yeah, I'm just how you doing?
I'm doing great.
Okay.
How are you doing? How are things? Thank you for asking, Matt. How are you?
I'm fine, dude. Don't worry about old me, except for the fact that I kind of fucked up today. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, with the beers and the shots?
A little bit and a lot of it, and I'm sorry. I'm less than prepared today. And I had to make some pivots on the beer, which I know we should usually probably transition, but before we even get there for that segment of the show, do you want to ask the specific question that I should answer about the beer? That's
why there's only one?
Yeah, why is there one? That is a good question. So, I did happen to forget we were recording today, and I also had a bunch of 2-packs from my beer kit that I get from like Lazy Dog. It's like a beer club I'm a part of, and this beer that we're gonna have today, there was 2 of them that came in the original thing. And I looked at all the different beer names, and that was the only one I was like, oh, I can make a show topic out of that beer. And then just the other day, I'm just like thumbing through beers to drink, and I just like start cracking it, drinking it, and I'm like, shit, I was supposed to save that for the show. It's okay. I've got time to find another one. Well, today, forgot. We're doing the show. On the way home from picking up the kids from school, I just stopped real quick at the liquor store. I was like trying to just find something. I looked up and down every freaking can. I couldn't find anything that worked. So I just kind of like left there with nothing. And I came back and here we are. I just have one beer in the fridge that I can make thematic and is a delicious beer and style. So,
well, we'll make do, Matt. We will make do.
I
had a feeling you forgot. Like I told you earlier, before the show started, I normally, ladies and gentlemen, Matt texts me the morning of the show and says he either asks me to be on standby or has to reschedule, right? He's the one with the family and has other commitments and things and all this
travel,
stuff, right?
Yeah.
And travel, the whole deal. So usually I expect we've never made this an expectation, just, historical data says that Matt usually texts me in the morning with one of those 3 things.
100% fair.
I didn't hear from him, and at some point this afternoon, I was like, boy, I wonder if he forgot. Let me text to see if we're still good. And then I get an emoji, a thinking emoji.
So weird. Like, I don't know what happened. I think
it's a thinking emoji.
I think I typed, and then like my keyboard has like recommended phrases or like whatever, or like recommended and like maybe I just like tapped. I don't know.
Right. Sometimes you type a phrase in and it replaces it with an emoji, and you're like, wait.
Yeah, I don't know.
I would like the words today.
It was like, the fuck? Like when would I ever send that? You know what I mean? Like It was almost like if I got kidnapped or killed, and the person that had my phone, like, responded like that, and you would be like, you would be like, that's not Matt. Like, someone has his phone. Like,
I
you would
thought-
report it to the police because it was so unlike me to do like a weird little like, I'm thinking like emoji. It was just funny.
Well, you're going with the kidnap thing. I thought it would be like, oh, the kidnappers replied to me and asked me for a ransom, and I would reply with, I got to think about that, and that would be the emoji I would send back.
Inquisitive.
Yeah.
Good question. Good question. Yeah, that's right. So, anyway, all right. Well, anyway, so that's why we have one beer, but I will,
Share
for
it,
our
right?
drinking beers, I'm gonna make sure you get 2 of them, and I just get a measly 1. But anyway, let's just, let's just go. Let's enjoy the show. Anyway, let's get to that thing called Today's Beer.
Today's beer. Today's beer. Top balls. Today's beer.
Today's beer.
Matt,
Well,
I have a question.
yeah, I was about to say something, but if you got a question, let's definitely get to that.
Yeah, it's a serious question.
All right.
What beer is it?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked, man. It is Snow Stoked from
Snow Stoked.
Lost Rhino Brewing Company in Ashburn, Virginia, out of Ashburn, Virginia, and it is a German-style winter lager. It's in collaboration with Melvin. It's a part of the Lazy Dog Beer Kit. What's up?
So that beer reminds me of Charlie Sheen, the name.
Okay, so I like that. So it's like that has nothing to do maybe with our main discussion. So while I pour the beer, why don't you elaborate?
Well, because Charlie Sheen said he was doing a lot of drugs or alcohol or something before he was filming something, and he had to stick an ice cube up his to kind of wake him up, right?
His bunghole?
Yeah, and
Why couldn't you say bunghole?
I don't know, trying to keep it clean for the kids.
Kids? Okay, keep going.
Anyways, so that reminded me of the Charlie Sheen thing, where he had to put the ice cube up there because I was like, what do you do with, snow? Sometimes you shove it up your ass, right? I think that's normal. And then
Wait.
you never tried? Neither have I.
Wait,
I don't know, just saying.
Wait, what?
Nothing. Anyways, keep moving on. So then, then it made me think I had to schedule an MRI the other day. And they told me before this MRI, they got to shoot some shit into me somehow. And they told me that I couldn't eat food by mouth some odd number of hours before I had this procedure. And I asked the lady, how can I eat the food then? And she didn't really know what I was asking. And I was like, well, you said I couldn't take it by mouth. Specifically said I couldn't eat by mouth. I can eat another way? What other way were you thinking of?
Osmosis of oxygen.
Yeah, I was like, can I shove the banana? Like, how else do you eat?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah, I thought it was a really strange question. She was really confused by my follow-up question.
That seems like that is a question you would ask, though. That's very on brand.
And I asked so many questions as she was going through this whole thing. And at one point, because she didn't have an answer for that, I go, I wonder how many more questions I can have for her that she's not going to have answers to. And she's just a lady that schedules. I can't tell you how many times I got, you're going to have to talk to your provider or the doctor about that. It actually became a game, and I had somebody on my team walk in, and she was like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm just trying to schedule an appointment. She goes, why are you asking so many questions? I go, because I want to know first of all, how I can eat if it's not by mouth. I would like to talk about that more, and she doesn't want to.
There is a lot of information we could all learn to live by. Who knows what I learned in this questioning, so that's so funny.
Yeah.
Funny. So, well, anyway, we're not going to consume this through any other orifice except our mouth. But before we do, it is a winter lager. So it is a very dark, cheers, and complex. It is like thicker than a Snickers. I mean, there's like
thicker than a Snickers.
There's almost no light coming through that son of a gun.
I played golf with a buddy, and he got to the golf course, and I was like, dude, it looks like you sat in a Snickers. And he goes, no, it's shit. And then he walked off the golf course, like off the putting green. And I, dude, what happened? And he lives like 2 minutes from the house. He lives 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Like, he had to go around the corner, and he goes, I had an emergency, and my shirt must have gotten in the way. I was like, what? I was like, you couldn't make it here? He goes, no. And it didn't hit you before you got in the car? So in the 2 minutes it took you to get here, and that's not a Snickers on your shirt? It was crazy.
I have never shit my pants, ever. Like I mean, as a kid, maybe, but never.
You've never been sick,
Nothing.
had some medicine, and been like
nothing like
uh-oh.
any emergencies. Nothing. Not once. Not even making that up or bragging about that. I don't like. Everyone says, "Oh, you do. You know, it happens once or whatever. Like shit happens, whatever." I'm just saying, like, whatever. I don't know. It's just a random thing. I remember everyone's being like, "Yeah, you know," and I'm like, "No, I don't know what you're talking about."
Have you ever went number one in your pants?
Nah,
And I'm not talking about just putting it away a couple
as
drops
I'm
too
saying.
soon.
No, not the old man drip, you know.
Yeah.
Fuck, you know, but no, not like, you know. No. But I mean, I think I peed the bed once when I was way too old. Like probably when I was like, it wasn't like a habitual thing or anything, but I remember it happening a couple times when I was young and like being ashamed. But I do remember like, when I was like 12 or something, but I had a dream that I was like walking to a urinal. You know what I mean? Like it was in the dream, you know, it was like the first time that's ever happened. People always say when they're drunk, that happens. They like have to pee. And in their dream, they like are walking to the urinal or whatever. And they wake up and they're like, God damn it. You know? So like, but I was like 12, like maybe I was drunk on Twizzlers, you know.
I had a friend that would drink too much and pee in random places in the room. Like
for sure.
He was just like, I don't know. I woke up in the morning and I had pissed on the beanbag chair. I don't know why.
I heard a story that my buddy Brian did that in a laundry basket. Like he lifted the laundry lid up on like a hamper and like, then the next morning his mom came to get the laundry and was like, this is covered in piss, you know? And he's like, what? You know? So anyway, I don't know. Anyway, so this is disgusting topic, I guess. I don't know where this guys got there, but that guy doing that is back to the golf thing, like unbelievable. And then like to just like not know about the shirt part, and oh man, that's rough. So
I was just like, dude, thank God you didn't. It didn't end up in the car. Like that's
yeah, my shirt got in the way. That might be the episode I name. I don't know. My shirt got in the way. We'll see. But anyway, how's the beer, Jason?
Dude, okay, so it's good. I wish there was another. Let me be a little bit more descriptive. I taste, is it coffee? A little coffee-ish?
Sure, yeah. I mean, it's like a roasted. They roast the malt, so it's going to be like again coffee, chocolate.
What's interesting though is that when I was younger and I only drank light beers, and now I drink a lot of different things. Is it? It's not a stout. What's
weird is this is still a lager.
Yeah, but it looks thick.
Oh yeah,
but even the thick beers are not as. It's not. Still doesn't have a consistency of like a coffee or something.
Sure.
Heavy. It's still like beer.
Yeah.
It's still good.
Sure.
But it has a coffee flavor. It's a little heavier of a taste, a little heavier of a flavor. I don't know. It's easy to drink though.
It's fucking good, right? So we got to rate this thing, buddy. So how would you rate it, Jason? What?
3.95.
Whoa, that was fast. You generally score lagers a little bit higher than that, so that's just like a pretty low score
you wanna
for
know
your
why?
lager. And no, I don't. It's good. I do
I'm
want to
tell
know
you
why.
because
but
I
it's
remember
okay.
last week or a month ago, whenever we did our last show, I had it. I went really high with what I thought was really high with the peanut butter. So in my mind, this is compared to the peanut butter beer.
The peanut butter beer.
And it's not as good as that because I really like that one. I actually went to the Quickie Mart to try and find one, and they didn't have one. I ended up grabbing one of them slushy beers we had before.
Yeah, like a slushy sour or something. Yeah, like kind of fruity.
Yeah, but I was really, and then I grabbed like a jelly-ish one. I didn't try that one. It was like some kind of jam something, but they didn't have the peanut butter one, which sucked because the other day I was like at a different store and I saw it and I didn't grab it when I had the opportunity. So, But anyways, I'm comparing this to that one, which I know I shouldn't do. I should rate this isolated or against other German style winter lagers. But yeah, just the last one that we had together is standing out. So it doesn't hit that mark for me. But it's a very good beer, so now I feel like I went a bit too low, but I'm not changing my score.
No, I mean you got to stick to your guns, bro. You can't change it up. I mean, for me, this is a 4.1, so just a 4.10. Like really solid beer, but maybe like I don't know, a little heavy-handed on the coffee, a little bit, a little too much, almost where it's like lingering. and there's a bitterness that exists in your mouth afterwards.
Yes.
Super pleasant while you're drinking it, super full bodied, like delicious and the bready, from the malts. But then it's again that aftertaste that lingers. It kind of doesn't push itself, but it's still like if I got this served to me, this is above average. Like this is a great, like, oh, that's a really nice sip. I'd be really happy with it.
So I agree with you because when you said it was like a little too much coffee, I get a hint of the coffee on the sip, but as you were explaining, it lingers.
Yeah,
It
is
still,
that black coffee, that
just
cold
kinda,
brew, full
it's just
mouth
kind of
coated,
sitting there
yeah,
still,
bitterness,
right, for a while.
Right.
But I guess if that's your thing that you like, you would like that it lingers.
Yeah, depending, I guess. So that's, fine. But anyway, just for our beer analytics, just for fun real quick, this is our first winter lager, and it's our fourth lager we've had on the show total. So doing a good job. Lagers right now are going to be tied for fourth place with stouts and lagers at 4. We have 5 Pilsners, 8 Sours, and 9 IPAs, unfortunately. And then a whole slew of other styles. We have 12 other styles with 1 or 2. So we've done a lot of different beers. 39 different beers.
I thought we were totally decided when we got started we were going to be the IPA show, but didn't work out that way.
Yeah. Well, no, that was not. It was just like I got too a little heavy-handed there because it just like I was finding beers that worked. But if you look, like we were averaging so many IPAs early, and then I just have totally broken them up. Only if it's an amazing title name. Anyway, I digress. Good beer, delicious beer. I was pretty happy with it. So we scored it. I think it is time to move on to.
It's a time killer and vein filler.
All right, Jason, what do you have in store for our time killer
I think
vein filler?
I explained some stuff to you earlier. We got some stuff coming up next week, I believe. For those of you that don't know, there's I don't know, tomorrow starts a big week, I believe. Right around the corner is what? Thanksgiving. Also, the arrival of 3i Atlas, which is a big deal to some of those. And I know, Matt, I really want to do a 3i Atlas time killer vein filler, but I don't think it's a good idea because there's really not that much to it.
Yeah, I wanted there to be more, but it just seems like
it's just a comet.
It just seems weird. It's like a weird comet, but we've only had this a third one that's ever passed by us. So
the most interesting thing about it was I was like, where'd they get the name from? And the 3i is I stands for interstellar. Third is the third one that's been interstellar. Yep. Atlas is the name of the It stood for something. There is a detection system, I believe it's called. It's I'll tell you. It is an asteroid terrestrial impact last alert system. And that's where Atlas comes from. So it's like not even a cool name. It's just like is named after the fucking thing in Chile that found it.
You think they're like maybe we identified it and we're like, what's your name? And it was like, my name's Atlas.
Like we communicate with
Yeah,
and they're
like,
like,
what you thought happened?
Or if it was like how they do the hurricanes, where you just pick random names and be like, oh, I hated that chick, so we're gonna name this one Hurricane Maria.
No, they did them like in alphabetical order, I thought.
Oh, is that how it goes?
Yeah, it was like they just had to find an A name. So like maybe the scientist that found it had a grandma that was Aunt Agnes, so it was like we need an A name. He's like Agnes. Who knows? I think that's maybe not correct, but for some reason that sounds right in my head. At least the A through Z part sounds correct, but I don't know like how they choose them might be a little bit more random.
Yeah. So then I thought, okay, that wasn't as fun because the conspiracies about being aliens ship really didn't hold any water. So then I was like, oh, Thanksgiving. Let's do a fact or false bitch around facts around Thanksgiving. And then I was like, that's not really fun because I found some things out and I was like, oh, well, we don't want to do that. But I'm going to keep the Thanksgiving theme, sir.
All right, bring it on.
And we're just going to play a little game. And it's basically a PG-13 game. It's not, what you're saying. I just want to know. I've got 2 options here, Matt. Family Feud style. I would like you to either pick the top things that people are grateful for, or I think this one's more fun. Let's do this one. Top things people dislike or complain about on Thanksgiving.
Let's do the first one.
You don't want to bitch about things? Okay.
I don't know. I don't. Because that just, yeah.
All right. Well, let's see. What are the things that you're most You can either go grateful for or things that you like the most about Thanksgiving, and we're going to see where they rank with a survey of 100 people.
Really? Oh man. I have to rank the 10 attributes of Thanksgiving that I like.
Let's go 5 and 5. Things you hate about and things you like about it. Let's split it up and see where they rank. Okay, what's the number one
Do you
thing?
have the whiteboard?
No.
Okay. All right, how to type these out? Okay, I just have to okay. All right, I'll just try to do them all with my fingers. We'll do them with my fingers. We'll do this old school. So, things I like, right? Let's start with it. In the order. Should I start at the 5 or start at number 1?
Sir, whichever way you want to go, you just tell me. Because you're going to name it out, I'm going to tell you how many points it got from the survey, or if it even made it.
And can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
Just one question, not to spoil any ranking of where anything sits. Doesn't matter. Instead of me just saying the term food, should I name specific dishes? Or just,
No, because, you know...
just keep the category of food?
Keep the category. But because I feel like I would like... I mean, I could quickly ask Gemini what are the top foods for Thanksgiving. That would have been more fun for you because you like those things. But when I did that,
I was going to say we should have a Thanksgiving sides tournament. We had to put things head to head.
Yeah.
And see what survived to the end. Like, what was the best Thanksgiving dish. So, anyway, go. No, let's do this. Let's do it. Let's do it. I can do this. So, all right. I'm gonna start at the 5. I'm trying to do this in order. The things I like the most.
5 is the least. Would be the least.
I'm gonna do 3 and 3 just to keep this easy.
Okay.
It's gonna be too much to keep track of. All right. So I'm gonna do the top 3 things. So this is easy then. Food, family, football are the things I like. So in that order would be food, family, football. Yeah.
45 points for family.
Okay.
Out
of 100.
Food was 10.
Okay.
Football didn't make the list.
Okay. Well, that's what I like about that. And then things
Food, family, and football.
Yeah.
Can I tell you what was on the list?
Yeah.
I'll just share with those.
Yeah, I want to hear what the list was now.
Family, loved ones was 45 points. That was number 1. People are also thankful for. It's a little bit different because you said the things you like the most. But it could
yeah. I should have said thankful, I guess, or grateful.
Yeah, but okay, so
that's different, I guess.
Yeah. So good health was the next one on the list at 18 for things people were grateful for. But food, a full stomach was 10. That's people like that. Friends, although that counts as family and loved ones. Then it was job, home, my pets. Why are pets at number 3? I would fucking take my pets over my loved ones all day, every day, because that's just how I am. Days off was the last one. That's fucking dumb. I like your list better. Okay. What are the things you dread the most, dislike or complain about the most on Thanksgiving?
Family.
Food, family, and when my team loses, football.
No, seriously, family. Because there's good and bad. The having to kind of dress up a little bit. Like, I wish I could just wear like a t-shirt and sweatpants. I always got to wear like some kind of collar or jeans, or everyone dresses up a little on Thanksgiving, I guess. I don't know, whatever. And then the cooking, like, there's a lot more cooking. The food is great, but the cooking and like the effort and like making all the food and cleaning is a lot.
I find that interesting because on the list, the number 1 thing people don't like are awkward political family arguments, which is basically what you were saying, which is also the number 1 thing on the thing they like. So how people, my favorite thing and my least favorite thing.
I couldn't wait when you said. I knew it immediately. My top, like my tops were going to be family. I knew it.
And then the food thing, the cleaning up after is number 2, but also the meal prep is number 4,
right, with
11 points. Traveling, everybody hates travel. You like to travel. 475 flights last year.
To travel, it's just my job.
And the other thing here, at 9 points, people hate overeating, while it was on the list of being full was the thing they're grateful for. How does that even?
Oh, I do like that. That'd be in my top 5. I love eating so much that I lay down on the floor at my mom's house and just make like dying bear noises.
Oh, like the guy from 7?
100%. and just everyone just is like, he's gonna pop, he's gonna die. It's great.
I'm going to say that the things that people surveyed, the 100 people they surveyed, must have been mostly women because the number 9 was football being on all day. I'm like, I'm so grateful for football because it keeps me out of those awkward family arguments. Thank you, sir.
No, I feel like it was also just, I guess, part of my family tradition is that we would just sit around. Like my grandmother would make this pumpkin soup, which is like
That sounds delicious.
kind of wildly good. It was like almost like a kind of a fresh pumpkin, roasted pumpkin soup with kind of like a Greek Mediterranean kind of just like hint of it. A little bit like cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice. Not allspice. God, sorry. I don't even, anyway. But anyway, it was pretty fucking solid. And I would just like sit there and I would watch football. And I would probably have like 4 or 5 bowls of the soup before we would like sit down for dinner. So I just would sit and watch it, like one bowl an hour, and just slow play it and just sip it. It was so awesome. It was a good memory.
So let me ask you this. Is that your favorite all-time meal that you ever had on Thanksgiving?
No, I don't know. That's a tough one because it's so homogenous. I mean, it all just kind of meshes together. The idea of Thanksgiving usually is all kind of the same set spread and the same idea. This is a little bit of recency bias to answer the question, though. We did it recently. Like now we do Thanksgiving on a different day of the week with my wife's side of the family because they all just kind of don't care. They just like their whole universe is the kids. And so we used to do like 2 days or half days. Like we'd go to my mom's in the morning and then her mom's at night, and we'd eat 2 of the same meal.
That's a lot, bro.
So we now started doing Thanksgiving like the weekend before, the weekend after, or whatever with them. But then last year we did a Korean Thanksgiving instead, and so everyone brought like Korean dishes from like their family, and like they all made stuff.
Dude, that sounds cool.
And then I made like a Korean stuffing, and then like a Korean potato, like or whatever, like a candy potato or whatever. And dude, I was like, this is nice because now I'm not eating 2 turkey and gravy and mash and stuffing and green bean casserole. You know what I mean? Like sweet potatoes, like the same vibe every time. And again, it's good, but now anyway. So I bring all that up to be like long-winded way of saying that was kind of a nice change of pace. And then this year, like, let's go back to normal. So now we're doing.
Who cooks?
Everyone kind of divides and conquers.
What are you making this year?
I'm actually not doing anything. I had goals to do like a smoked turkey breast, but I'm not gonna do it. I don't think,
Dude,
But
I'm disappointed.
I was gonna have like a Cajun butter injection, like a dry brine. I have a whole like setup. Dude.
Why are you not the one cooking?
Dude, I'm gonna sell this right now for no reason. Although I'm proud. I'm so hard on the stuff I make tonight. I got like fresh baked rolls from the grocery store, and I ground beef, cheese, onions, and then I made like a garlic infused mayo, fresh cilantro, seasoned tomatoes, and like I made a Indian ketchup where it was like garam masala, cumin, rice vinegar, and ketchup. And then when I season the chopped cheese, like the hamburger meat, I use like a tandoori like seasoning spice blend thing, and made like an Indian chopped cheese fusion thing. Bro, it was so good. I was so happy with it. So that's where, to your point, I'm trying to like elevate all of it. So when I made like that Korean stuffing, or I'm doing those potatoes, like I'm hustling to like do research and try to do it up and impress the people. So when I cook, I bring all that. It's like I end up doing a lot. And so for some reason this year, I'm kind of cool with just taking a back seat and letting everyone else do it, because I end up just taking on a ton. Fallon, though, now does a lot. So.
I was expecting you to be the turkey guy making the food. I thought you were going to make dude, I tried a turducken and I made this and I made that.
I only started cooking in the pandemic, bro. Before that, I didn't really cook. I grilled sometimes, but
were you a foodie before the pandemic?
Yeah, like
but you didn't do it yourself.
I didn't do it myself. So I think that's what happened. Is by the time I started cooking, I had probably watched like 1,000 hours of cooking shows and Chopped and Gordon Ramsay stuff or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I was really into cooking shows and all that.
That show that you were seeing, that show is that Cake Reel or whatever the hell that show is called.
Yeah, like whatever. Yeah, like whatever. I just like got into that and British baking show. I didn't learn everything from everything, but It just really like wanted.
Wait. Repeat that. You didn't learn everything from everything?
I didn't learn everything about everything. Like, I didn't watch Great British Bake Off and remember every pastry type and every ratio and every. I couldn't tell you.
When you cook, do you use specific amounts every time? Do you write down like to the quarter teaspoon and shit?
I do, because I'm trying to measure my recipes and perfect them. But whenever I do anything, I log exactly what I did and what I used.
Dude, this is probably why I'm a bad cook, because whenever I try cooking, I'm like, just let's fucking throw that.
No,
and that,
and I
and
mean,
that, and that.
no,
and the next time I make it, I don't fucking know. I threw this bunch of shit in it.
I think that makes you a good cook, is like to be able to, and I think there's nothing wrong with that. Like my brother-in-law, that's what he does. He just kind of like, it's all just seasoned as he goes, whatever he just kind of grabs and just kind of adds stuff and builds flavor on itself. And he just uses technique. And that's what I guess cooking is. As long as you just know like technique,
You just can't replicate it if you're just random.
Right. But yeah, that's all. Is like, but yeah, for me, exactly. It's like, I'll make notes. Like I'm tasting it going, it's a little too spicy. I'm going to reduce the chili flake by a quarter teaspoon, and that note is there. So the next time I see it, it says, make sure to reduce.
Where are you at on the disc assessment?
I was like a super high I, like off the charts I.
Because I feel like that level of detail is like a C or S.
Well, but that's kind of, I think that.
It would be more of a C,
I
right?
don't want to talk about it too much, but I think it was just more that because I'm such a high I had to find organization in myself. I had to build that. I didn't always have it. I didn't like when I was, especially in high school. So I'm still kind of chaotic and weird, but I've had to create organization.
Like your system, right? That's part of your system because to work around it.
It's like I've created that. I built that house over time, and it looks like I'm really good at it. But I think it's all just because I found it fun in my head to put the sheets together. Like building out this. I found a way to trick that into being fun.
Right. It's like a little, it's like
painting.
Right. Exactly.
And so, that's, but again, it keeps me organized. Without it, I wouldn't know what's
stumble through life.
Exactly.
Dude. So when I first started, like I don't cook, I'm bad, not good, but I will tell you that one of the first lessons I learned is that especially when you're grilling, lower heat for a longer time is better. It took me a while to learn that. And the other thing is like, I realized I was always very delicate with my seasonings. I realized, oh no, you got to season the shit out of it because it feels like it cooks it off at some point, right? So you almost got to over
30% of anything you put on is just falling off already.
And I was like, I thought I put in a tablespoon of this and I can't even taste it. Everything tasted, but I like it when I come over here and you're like, dude, I got this jerky. So in my mind, I was thinking, Thanksgiving, you're not doing anything. You're not even make turkey jerky.
No, dude. It's like, yeah, it's a sin. You're right. And like, I have like 2 or 3 different recipes that I like have ready to mess with. And I was going to get a couple different breasts and cook 2 of them and then buy a third one and do it. But I've been traveling so much and I'm just having like a rough month. So I'm just like, nah. And my mom's like, your sister's going to bring a stuffing too. Because I was going to bring like my Korean stuffing. And they were like, oh, your sister's bringing one. I was like, yep, never mind. I'm good. We got 2 stuffings. That's plenty. So I folded and pulled mine out. Like I don't, but Fallon makes an amazing like sweet potato. And then she does a good cranberry sauce, like a homemade cranberry sauce. So
let's say you go to like anyone's house, traditional Thanksgiving, not Korean or anything else.
Yeah. Just one.
You got your plate. You can put 3 things on it. What are the 3 things that you're going to gravitate towards?
Bro, this is like great question. And condiments don't count, so I'm going to explain the condiments, right?
Okay.
No question. There's 3 things I'm going for. I'm going for the bread and the biscuit.
Fuck yeah.
I'm going for the freshly sliced turkey, preferably more like the breast side of it, the more moist stuff. I like a little lighter meat.
You like things moist?
I do. But even if it's a little drier, I do like the white meat on turkey most of the time. And then the stuffing. And I know, like, this sounds weird, but I've been doing this since I was 8 years old. When I was a kid, I make sliders. And tear the turkey, put it down on the bread, like open up the bun, put the turkey down, put the stuffing on top, and then I would always do the cranberry sauce as like a condiment, but I would do the cranberries, and then I would do there'd be a brown mustard at my aunt and uncle's house every time, or I would use yellow if it was around, and I'd make like that little homemade turkey sliders, and again, if it counts, gravy sometimes on top to mix it up, like gravy in the middle of that. And yeah, dude, I like. Then I came out to Vegas and like there's a restaurant, the Capriati's, and they have the Bobby, and I'm like, bro,
I invented
I've
it.
been eating Bobbies forever.
I've
feel
made
like.
it my whole life.
Also, my funny part, my uncle saw me do that for like a lot, and then I came to his house and they had spaghetti and they had baguettes, and I like hollowed out the baguette and loaded it with spaghetti and meatballs and started eating it. And he's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Do you just? Is everything have to come in a bread vehicle for you?" And I was just like, "Dude, it's so much better this way." And then everyone started trying it, and they were like, "This is really good."
All right, dude, I'm definitely trying that with spaghetti. There's no question.
Yeah, dude. Anyway, it's good, like little spaghetti, like.
No, dude, I like that. I'm gonna try the sliders this year because normally, like when I eat the most, I always go for the bread. I'm a big bread, biscuits, and then the mashed potatoes and the gravy, and that's. I can give a shit about the turkey. Honestly, I don't care.
Yeah, you know,
I don't
again,
really
for
care.
the sliders is all I'm doing with turkey. Like, I'm not getting a piece of turkey on its own. That's space for all the other sides: green bean casserole, mashed potatoes.
Dude, the way you eat things is kind of interesting. My stepdad, like when he makes his mashed potatoes, I always thought it was, and I don't know, I thought it was weird when I was a kid, and I've never adopted this style. But now I'm thinking, like, dude, you know, Bob was onto something. He piled his mashed potatoes on his plate, and he would like kind of make it look like a volcano, hollow out the center, and he'd pour his gravy in the center of this, like, instead of over the top, it was like always in. I was like, oh, what?
So you had a trove of it to kind of like.
Yeah, I was like,
100%
what a
always,
fucking.
dude.
I thought it was
Always,
weird
dude.
my whole life, and then
Yeah, you
and I
just
think
take
it's
the
like such a good idea.
Yeah, you literally just after your last spoon, you just push the spoon in backwards, take it out, and it leaves a little divot.
Yeah,
and
it's
then you
like
just fill it.
fucking
Oh,
amazing.
And then I thought you were gonna say he made it like a KFC chicken bowl where everything's mixed together, which sounds like gross. Like I've seen people do that. They just mix all the sides in one. I'm like, don't do that, please.
Dude, I will mix my mashed potatoes with my stuffing and gravy. Like I like those things mixed up.
Yeah, so it's like,
And then I like dunking my bread in it. Like that's
yeah, exactly. But also, and then swap out the turkey for ham sometimes on those little sliders too.
Dude.
You know, and then just take out the cranberry sauce. Maybe it might not be as good with.
Let me
the
just
sweet
tell you,
ham,
man.
But
Ham is probably my favorite meat at Thanksgiving. I like it better than the turkey. But I always wonder, you know, you get those spiral ham. Can you ever get one raw? I've never seen one raw.
no,
They always come cooked.
They're like cured, smoked, and stuff. So it's kind of like not bacon, but bacon adjacent almost. Or it's
Yeah, dude. But
cured with nitrates. I think.
speaking of like when I go somewhere and get like a breakfast burrito and they have ham, I always ask them what kind of ham is it? Is it like that fucking deli ham or is it like that ham steak? You know, that thick chunks? Because I like that thick chunk of like that that ham. That's some good shit.
Yeah, like my buddy is like works for Honey Baked Ham.
Oh,
and
lucky.
and you cannot take advantage of it, but you know he's got like a friends and family kind of discount and stuff like that. And even though he doesn't live here, he called the GM of the store by my house, and he's getting my mom hooked up with a discount. So she's getting a pretty cheap Honey Baked Ham this year. So
Oh, dude, those are good.
she
I
pays
put-
full price.
I put one in the crock pot one year, like brown sugar. Excuse me, brown sugar and all the and I don't know, it sucked. I didn't
Dude.
do a good job.
No, man, they're hard to like do right. It's more about the brining. But anyway, we're meandering through that, and I don't know. Food is a great part of it, but I am so full and sick of it. And then leftovers are tough,
Dude,
you know,
I
so.
used to love eating until I got uncomfortable, and then I stopped. And now it's weird, but like every once in a while, when I get to the point where I just want to eat, I just have this desire. I need to eat until I'm uncomfortable. And Thanksgiving, like a lot of times, I hadn't done it this year, but a lot of times, what I do is I like, I'll drop some weight. I'll drop like, you know, somewhere between 5 or 10 pounds going into Thanksgiving, just so I can indulge and not have to feel like I give a fuck.
That's awesome. I'm the opposite. I'm the heaviest I've been in like 2 years right now, and I just have been on a bender since like 2 weeks before Halloween, and I'm just going nuts. Just like,
Dude,
oh my god,
I'm actually-
I need to get through Thanksgiving, and then just try to like get back on a workout pattern. There's a concert I'm going to.
Who you seeing?
Like December 18th.
Dance Gavin Dance?
No, not Dance Gavin Dance. There's a band I grew up listening to called Chiodos, and they're doing a 20th year anniversary of like the album that came out 20 years ago. So
that would make sense if it was a 20.
yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
What am I saying? But like, yeah, so it's like 20th year tour of that album. It's a
Can you listen to that album from
remember
start
the
to finish?
mixtape? I told you we're the mixtape thing we were talking
Yeah.
about last episode. The song on there she loved the most. That's the band we're going to see from that album. So that's the anyway. What's cooler about that is there's a band opening called Big Ass Truck, and I fucking love that band.
Don't they make hats?
Dude, no, they're like the trashiest bunch of like young dudes from like kind of like the middle of nowhere, California, and I thought they were in Inland Empire, like Ukaipa area. But dude, they are hilarious, and they're just good young kids. I want to support them. And then Holy Water is probably like one of my new favorite like bands right now, like a younger up and coming band.
Is it a Jesus band?
No, there's no E in the water, so just Holy Water. But no, if anything, it's like very opposite of that, like all their imagery and the lyrics and stuff. But it's dope, dude. I like that. So I'm stoked to see the whole show, to be honest. I think Amir's playing too, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't know those bands.
All right. Anyway,
But I'm excited for you.
Let's move on. What else you got? Anything else you want to do? Like
No. We covered Thanksgiving.
All right, sold. So if we have covered the time killer, vein filler from Thanksgiving, I guess it is time for that main discussion where, just like today's beer, our emotions are bottled and canned. All right, Jason, for our main discussion, remember our beer was named Snow Stoked, right? And so
And the Seven Dwarves.
the Snow Stoked and the Seven Dwarves. The shirt got in the way. Was it my shirt got in the way? Yeah, that's the name of the episode. All right, this is fucking great. All right, so Snow Stoked, right? There's a few different ways we can take this, right? I think I want to start here in this lane. It's like, I remember, and you're from an area where you really had 4 seasons, right? I think in the Midwest, people really experience truly 4 seasons. Like your autumn is super autumn. Your winter, very winter. Your spring, very spring, and your summer, very summer, right? Humid, hot summers, springs,
4 very distinct
seasons. Where you're at. Where Vegas is kind of like the difference between like
fucking feels like spring and fall, winter,
right?
like
Spring, fall, summer. Like there's no real like winter's a weird phase, There's like no winter wonderland. There's no.
Well, shit. Half the time in the fall, it feels like spring because things are blooming again because it's like a normal.
Right. Anyway.
Yeah,
it's a
I hear you.
confusing thing here, and a lot of other climates are like that. Like in Seattle, like it's mainly just autumn all the time, and then it's summer for like a month, and then winter. Like there's no, whatever. Like the spring is very mild, but I don't know. Like that's probably not the perfect example. The point is,
Can you come up with a perfect example?
probably not.
Should we move past the perfect example?
We probably should.
Okay.
We probably should have moved on before the Washington example, but let's not get too technical here. So, but I say that to be like when you are from the Midwest, like we were, and you have 4 seasons, and it's not winter a lot. There wasn't a lot of equipment to clear the streets of snow, so we were very susceptible to what are called snow days. So one of my favorite like pastimes was waking up and seeing a heavy bed of snow outside, and then immediately turning on the news to watch a scroller that would go through the bottom of the TV listing the schools that were closed for snow day that day. Nothing?
No, I have a lot of thoughts.
You never did that?
No, I did.
Oh, okay. All right. So, okay, you're staring at me. Okay, so
A lot of things came to mind as you were
okay,
talking.
so, but like, I will tell you, I think as a young child, like that's like your first experience of like calling off work or playing hooky from school, like that feeling of being free when you were supposed to do something. You were supposed to be enslaved. You were scheduled to do something awful, and you get out of it. And I was addicted to that feeling, and still am in a weird way.
Some of the best days fucking ever.
That feeling when you saw your school district on the closed list, and the feeling when it wasn't on the fucking that is the tale of like happiness and despair. Do you know what I'm saying? Like the moment you weren't listed, and then the another one next door was like, what the fuck? They're closed. Why are we not closed?
Why was this
dude?
not on your most grateful list?
Oh man, dude, snow day. So anyway, Snow Stoked was that feeling when the snow day was
Dude,
closed.
let me just tell you, those are the best days when it doesn't. You had school, like it was always to me. It was a little bit better around the time that we could drive. so you weren't stuck at home and having it hadn't had to like even still like you're in elementary school, mom's at work, whatever. Because back then we didn't have, like we just stayed at home when people weren't home.
We had a lot of kids in the neighborhood, so I mean,
we just go hang out, snowball fights, the whole deal. I remember one time we had a snow day, and of course I got in the car and I went out, picked up my friends. I had the car, and we went from a couple towns over, hanging out. And this is back in the day, you're in high school, and you're just having a good time with your friends, somebody's basement. And and I'll never forget the blizzard. They're like, everybody should stay off the road. And I always love driving in the snow, like we talked about before, right? It's something. But I had one of those cars that, if you watched My Cousin Vinny, didn't have positive traction. It had one wheel spun and the other one didn't do shit, as she said on stand, right? I had one of those cars, 86 Cutlass or 85 Cutlass Supreme. And I remember like reverse drive, trying to get this fucking thing down the street and getting stuck. I think I ended up blowing a transmission that day. It was not good. I fucking beat the shit out of that car. But those were some of the best days. Or getting in your buddy's truck and having them like skitching, right? Holding on, tying the fucking sled to the back of the dude's truck and let's go. You know?
Yep.
Like, dude, to your point, anytime you had one of those situations where you were supposed to be doing, and this is one that wasn't a snow day, but it was a snow day-esque sort of environment. I went to somebody's graduation one time. I remember being, I believe we were in high school and I can't remember if it was a college graduation, high school graduation. I think we're at that age where we weren't really supposed, like not all of us could drink, but some of us could. So it was a graduation of some sort, in that peer group, right? And I was at this graduation and we were having a good time and they wouldn't let us leave the house because like, hey, y'all been drinking, no one's leaving, so we all had to stay. But a few of us happened to just, like, it must have been like 7 or 8 of us sitting in the backyard, had a couple tents up, sleeping on the thing, but hanging out by the fire all night long. You know what I mean? Like snow day-esque sort of thing. And I'll never forget because the next day we got up and we're like, hey, let's just drive into Chicago. And then we literally had like a Ferris Bueller's Day Off sort of day. I had to go to work that day. So again, it was either like beginning of college, early high school, whatever. I called off my job. They called off their jobs and we just got in someone's car. We went up and had a Ferris Bueller, like literally in Chicago, went to the fucking Sears Tower, which is the Willis Tower, went down Lakeshore, like the whole day.
Did a Ferris Bueller.
Dude, it was like but Ferris Bueller is that snow day, right? Just not on a snow day.
100%. Like our little version of the Ferris Bueller's Day Off. You're right.
Right, dude.
Right.
But those are some of the best days. Like sometimes those are the fucking memories that you carry with you. You're like, oh, dude, remember we did this and we did that and parents weren't around. Like, man, those, like, that's fucking life.
Dude, I don't know, man. That, again, and that taste of it. Imagine that feeling of like, you're feeling not great. Like you're probably good enough to go into work and you just decide, I'm not going
snow
in
day.
today.
Taking a snow day.
And you just literally like cancel all the one-on-ones or move them to next week. You call all the clients or write them an email and say, I'm sorry, I'm sick. I'm not going to, like, you make that decision. And the moment that's all done, and you don't feel great. You're not like really playing hooky. You're just like, like that.
Fucking
feeling of freedom.
Dude.
It is just like, we chase that. So I think I love that moment. But,
dude, I'm with you, man. You send that little text like, hey, send in all the cancellation meeting invites, and you're like, how do you reply? You put it in the body email. I'm like, eat a dick, send, cancel. That's what I say. Then they go do their jobs, and then but it's it.
Go
it's
sell something.
Yeah, I'm fucking leaving, dude. But that is some of the snow days.
No, dude. So I like that you vibe with that point. Okay, and the other thing is like one of my favorites, one of the most legendary for me was. I think I've told this story on the show before, but I'll do it again anyway. We had a big snowstorm, and it was big. It was like a lot. And they brought in like the heavy duty, like snow. What are they called? The pushers? Oh my God. They were just like the trucks, like the plows, snow plows.
Snow plow.
And they pushed, like we had a cul-de-sac, kind of in like, if you looked at it from like a bird's eye view in the middle of the neighborhood. And these two houses at the crest of that cul-de-sac were kind of far apart, all things considered. So they decided to push all the snow into our cul-de-sac, and like these people could still get into their driveways. So it created like, again, we were in third grade, fourth grade, but in our mind, I mean, it was huge, right? I mean, it was at least no hyperbole, 7 to 8, 10 feet tall, and it was 20 feet wide. I mean, it was awesome, like 25 feet wide. And so giant, like diamond shaped pile of snow. So we created an igloo. We started digging from each of the sides until we met in the middle and created a tunnel system in the snow, and then built a back door. So there was 3 entrances into this igloo that we made.
You like going in the back door?
And then, well, no, I do like going there. You got me. No, but we were like bringing in buckets of boiling water into like the cave, like the dome area, to like melt the ceiling of the snow and like create like a hardened ice barrier. And again, it was one of the most magical days, but we spent like probably 4, 5, 6 hours just tunneling through a giant pile of snow, man. And we made our own little like house, and then it like collapsed. So we went like the next morning, and it was like all gone and fell in on itself. But it was cool, man. Like we did something awesome with it. Like we took the time.
Do you think the snow plows, when they're doing that, I always wonder if they, because I've had those situations. Let me think of one thought at a time. Had situations where like you got your car parked on the street and they got to plow, and then sometimes it feels like, man, did they deliberately like trying to bury the cars in here? They just fucking with those people. Right. And then but like you got that situation, you think, man, because like I remember, life was different when we were kids, right? It's a little bit different. And I remember being little, and like the garbage man would come, and I'd run out and I'd sit on the trash cans, and they would always pretend like they're going to get out, and because that was back before they had the things that did it for you. They had to get out and throw the trash in the dump, and they'd pick you up while you're sitting on the thing, and they act like they're going to throw you in there. I got you. Like they used to fuck around a little bit with the kids, and it makes me wonder, like back then, do you think the snowplows would be like, hey, we got to get all this out of here, but let's just build a big pile for the fucking kids? You know what I mean?
I wish that was the case.
Do you think they were like looking out for the kids and give them like a big snow mound to play with?
I wish. I want it to be that way, because, dude, I mean, maybe they knew exactly what they were doing, but yeah, man, I hope so, because those guys, if they did it on purpose, created like a core fucking memory for me, dude, that I'll remember forever. Like, it was awesome, and it was because of a snow day. It was because we got canceled.
So on your snow days, did you ever go sledding?
Oh yeah.
Where did you guys sled?
Well, we would sled at one of my 2 grandparents' house. My grandparents on my mom's side, we would always sled at their house. They had a huge hill in their backyard, so we would just do that. And then there was a park right by them we'd go to, and there was a big park called Swope Park in Kansas City, and we would go there. And there was a big hill we would always hit up there too. So, yeah.
Dude, so growing up, there's a place called Oak Ridge Prairie that we never went to, but that's where everybody would go sledding. When I was growing up, and I told this story to somebody once before, and they go, what? It seems so normal at the time. Now it doesn't feel that normal. We used to go, on the clover leaves on the highways. Did you guys used to do that in the Midwest? Like pull over on the highway and then just go sledding down the clover leaves? No. Yeah. People would sled down them all the time. Like
the actual freeways?
Not the freeway, but like you got the clover leaf would come around like this, right? Like if you guys can see it come around like this. So you'd park on the top of whatever the overpass was, the freeway's underneath, you go to the overpass, and the clover leaves that would come down and around that you would get on. There's a grassy section in the center that you see what I'm saying? Like, and we would sled down those fucking things.
Those were always steep as shit. That makes
We would always I can't remember exactly where, but like there's always people going, like parking on the highways and then sledding down the clover leaves.
That's damn, dude. Did not.
Is that some Indiana shit?
That's some Indiana shit, bro.
Okay, it was fun though.
No, man, but like sledding or whatever was kind of a big thing. And then, like you said, my buddy had a 4-wheeler, so he would like tow us on the 4-wheeler in the snow, like drag the sled. And then I like to just put on. I had like coveralls from like hunting, so like big, thick, literally just like a bodysuit, like a Carhartt or whatever bodysuit. And I would put on my boots and my Carhartt and my hat and gloves, and I would take my beagle Emma out, my Emma Bell, my little beagle. I had no leash, and we would just walk through the woods together. Like there was like some woods by my house, and again, it wasn't that deep of woods. I was in the suburbs. There wasn't a lot to be there, but there was enough room for me to move. That's good. A good memory. It was just like the quiet sound, and she would like run off and then come back. It was cool. So,
Dude, what is it? There's something so like I used to love it when it would snow. Like I can hear. Is it raining now? Sounds like
it is
it.
raining. Yeah.
There's something about like I remember being on those snow days, even as I got like older, but still living at my parents' house, and you can hear the wind, the snow like late at night, 1, 2 a.m. It's snowing. It's nice and quiet, or you go out with some friends and like on the way back, like no one's out, but there's just a couple cars. It's like there's something so peaceful about those days. Everything looks clean. It's covered in white snow. And like you said, like I remember one time going out with a friend of mine. Hey, man, dude. What's up, bud? On the 4-wheeler, that's always fun. Although I think I got a little frostbite because my fingertips still get like really numb when it gets just slightly cold out. So I don't know what the hell happened, but like going out on the 4-wheelers were always fun. Dude, I used to love, but that freedom just of like, even when it wasn't necessarily skipping school or skipping work because of the snow, when it's the middle of the night and it's snowing and nobody's out, it just felt free because you're like, no one's here, no one's watching. We can go do whatever we want. We can horse around.
Cops can't make it here. No cars right now. No cars on the road. So.
Yeah, dude.
Did you ever have a snowed in story? Were you ever not stoked? Meaning, something more like
How did that
negative happen? Mondu's head bumped the table. He wants scritches.
So. No, the only time I'm trying to think of, the only time I ever got trapped somewhere because of weather wasn't a snow day, but I did have to miss a day of work because I was on a houseboat and a lot of bad weather came in and we had to park the boat on Lake Mead, and there was like 10 of us, and we tried to get the jet skis out, but the weather was so bad that like I don't get worried about this shit that often. I was like, dude, if one of us will drown if we try and get these jet skis back to the dock. So we need to turn them around, beach them, and we were stuck for like over 24 hours just stuck on a boat that we beached, like a houseboat, but never like a snow day, because all the snow days, like I've never been stuck somewhere where I didn't want to be, because usually on all those days someone had 4-wheel drive or could get you out or get you somewhere or whatever. So anytime you got stuck, you at least had 1 or 2 people that play video game, like somewhere, somebody close, right, you can truck your way to.
Right.
But it is kind of cool though, even if you were like the world sort of, everything has to stop for a day or two.
Yeah, like it's cool. It's kind of, there's a novelty to it. And I remember 2 times, I guess one you reminded me of was I was with my aunt's house in Denver area, and I thought we were going to get snowed in for like ever. Like the snow came in so fast and furious, and all of a sudden it was like 2-3 feet of snow. Like you open the door and it was like, up a couple feet, and you're like, we're never going to get out of here. And she's like, nah, it'll be fine. The sun will come out and most of it will melt, And I was like, what? And then sure shit, being more elevated, you're also closer to the sun. Like the sun hit and it got a little warm and the snow just like melted. And I was like, oh, we're not snowed in. Okay, well, that's fine. We're okay. And then I guess one other time, it was kind of like I wish we were, I don't know, like I never liked going to church, like as a kid, just not even like I did like grow up Catholic and want to be confirmed. I was into it, you know what I mean? Like I was like trying to do my best to be a good little boy. But I didn't like the actual part of church. It was boring as hell to me, too long. 15 minutes could have been, you get this done. We can just,
It's the same story every week.
Let's go. Move it along, So anyway, I just remember even as a kid just kind of leaving that. And there was one day, it was like Christmas Eve Mass, and it was like an important one. And there was a bad snowstorm, and we lived at the very bottom of a hill, and we had that Ford Aerostar van, like an early model of that.
Oh, yeah, those were dope back then. Is that the one with the big long windshield, the front end?
Yeah, kind of, but not. It was one of the older models, more like the square, boxy models, not one of the newer ones. And I remember, like, my dad couldn't get up that hill, and I'm sitting in the back seat, not that scared that we would, like, die, because, whatever, it's a small, like, residential road, but I was just like, we're not going to have to go to church tonight. We're not going to have to go. And then it was like, The neighbor saw us, and he had a Jeep, and he hooked us to his Jeep and 4-wheel drived us up the hill. And the church was like less than a minute drive around the corner. And I was just like, and the neighbor was like, oh, I saw you struggling, wanted to come out and help. And he was like, oh, thanks, And we got to church like basically on time, maybe like 2 minutes late. And I was just like, damn it. So we did have to go to church that night. So I think I got a Sega Genesis the next morning, though. So I was pretty stoked. So.
That is awesome. You had oh no, I had the OG Sega, not the Genesis.
The Genesis was like that
second generation. Right. That was with Sonic and the whole deal.
Well, Sonic 2 was like the launch title, and Echo the Dolphin and stuff. So
Echo, the one you were scared of.
Yeah, this is where the nightmares come from. Yeah, this is the age of which young people are impressionable. Mm-hmm. This is the age in which people are, carry the traumas with them forever. Why did I turn into a German psychiatrist? I don't know.
Because that's what's his name?
It's Freud.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
dude, no, that's good. I like snow days.
Yeah, man, I'm stoked about snow.
I hope we get a rain day.
Yeah, how about that? Let's end on this because it does happen. We're in Vegas. We're in Las Vegas. It has happened, and we've even gotten a Christmas once in the last 10 years, maybe 5 years, where we had a winter wonderland. Like we woke up one day and there was a nice powdering of snow over Vegas.
Dude, do you know how excited I was the day we saw, especially in Summerlin,
when you
saw 6 inches of snow?
Yeah, it has happened. It's rare.
You want to know the funny part was? I had to go to work that day, and
snow day.
I had to go to work that day, but everyone else. They shut the schools down the next day, which I thought was bizarre. It was, but when you see 6 inches of snow in Vegas,
yeah, it's awesome,
dude. Yes, no one knows how to drive. Nope, not even gonna. I don't even know what to do.
No, there's a lot of accidents and problems, and it's funny because I always tell Fallon that is, I have counter steered spinning out in snow 4 or 5 times in my life. You know what I mean? Where calmly, collectedly
just
started spinning out and got control of the car because they teach you that. Hey, you know what I mean?
In
get
the
your
Midwest,
foot off the brake, hit the gas, and steer away opposite of the turn. And just instinctively, you know what I mean? And so there's been a ton of times. I'm on a scary road or whatever, just driving to work, and just a spot hits. I'm just like,
yep, got it. We're good.
Okay, we're good. And again, I'll probably lose control one day, maybe. Shit happens that you can't always predict it. But it was just so funny that I was explaining that to her, and she's like, "What? I would have never known to do that." I was like, "Yeah, because they're not harping on that if you were born and raised in Las Vegas.
There's no reason to know that."
Yeah, she's like, "Yeah, it's a good point. No one's having to coach you on how to deal with snowy weather. You know what I mean? Or black ice.
It's like a fun thing when you get your driver's license in the Midwest. It's not uncommon. It's certainly we did. Is hey, listen, go find an empty parking lot and go do some donuts and go fuck around and learn how to drive in the snow. Yeah. You know what I mean? You learn how to oh, this is let me learn how to control my car in a safe environment in the snow. And it's a lot of fun. So when it happens in real life, you're on the highway, you hit some black ice, you hydroplane, you're like, oh, this is...
It's the same for hydroplaning, right? It's
right.
the exact same pattern.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's you this shit happens and your heart doesn't skip a beat. You're just oh, I got this. It's fucking...
Right. I think the first time was a little heart race and what just happened. And then every time after that, it was just like you said, it was just oddly just what am I, John Wick?
Yeah, we're good. No harm, no foul.
But anyway, it's scary, and I think that is one thing is you just got to be careful driving if there is snow by you and stuff. Even if you're used to it, shit can happen. So
yeah, dude, no, but I love snow days, and I think the best way to it's that freedom of everything sort of shuts down for a day, and not an extended period like we had once before. It's a day or two where everything's just everything's on hold, just go enjoy whatever it is that you're gonna do, and it's just an excuse. I'm actually going back to Chicagoland, back to Indiana for the holidays, or at least for Thanksgiving.
Oh,
right?
You're going back Chicago way?
Yeah. So I'm excited, and I know they got a bunch of snow a week or two ago, and really when I get there, I'm hoping it's 60s so I can go play some golf. But if it's not going to be 60s, man, I hope we get hit with some blizzards because there's nothing more fun. Like you said that earlier, like watching the little ticker at the bottom and seeing if you got a snow day, waiting for them, or listening to like what we had WJOB or some shit where they like you had to listen for the school closures. Like, dude, that is so cool. Like waiting for that. And I remember when like watching the news, snowstorms coming in, blizzards coming in. You know, you're watching it, you're listening to it, like, oh, here comes this fucking snowing. You know, what is that?
Oh, sorry. When you're in Chicago, will you eat that for me?
Is that an egg?
If you don't want it, the egg, you don't have to have it. I
No,
guess.
I'm definitely getting the egg. What place is that?
It's called Au Cheval in Chicago. So anyway, sorry, you said Chicago. I meant to
What's the
pull it up
address?
for when we were done. I didn't mean to distract you, but you just it was like you saw a hot boobied woman or something, dude. You stopped dead in your tracks.
I like big boobs and burgers.
Big boobs and burgers. But yeah, man, Au Cheval's burger, dude. You're gonna eat it for me.
Where's it at?
It's in Chi-Town, but where? I don't know.
Give me the address.
Oh shit. Yeah, here you go. Like right there, by the yeah.
By that big blue thing. What
No,
is that? The
like-
lake? Is that on Lakeshore Drive? Go scroll in.
Yeah,
No, it's not-
that's the West Loop. It's in the West Loop, is what it's called. Like the neighborhood's the West Loop.
Yeah, scroll in. Let me see what street.
Oh, it's Randolph Street.
Randolph and
Halstead.
yeah.
Anyway, so go to that for me. Eat it with your mouth and report back.
Eat it. Yes, food by mouth.
Well, but if you don't eat it by mouth, what will you eat it with?
Well, I don't know. I feel like I'd like to see what they say if I try any other way.
So I'm going to tell you this right now. All right. We're going to end on this. When you eat it with your bunghole, let's make sure your shirt doesn't get in the way.
Good night, Sweden.